Now as well, we also see Ida and Uraraka outside of Deku's room as well, because I guess they're just waiting on to find out how Deku is and is everything gonna be okay with him. I don't. I hope everything won't be okay with Deku, because we see him in a full body. His arms, legs are in body cast, so I don't think he'll be able to walk straight away once he comes out, because of the extreme amount of damage he's received over the past, during the war. Just the amount of strain he's put on his body. He shouldn't. I wouldn't feel right if that 16-year-old boy is not in a wheelchair, but when he wakes up, I will be pissed off, essentially, because again, then it means that all the damage that he's went through will be for nothing. After breaking both his arms, his legs, and it being stressed to him how many times in the series, he needs to be careful with how he uses this power, one for all, because his body is still not strong enough yet, as we've seen throughout the series, and he's constantly wrecking his body in order to try and become the number one hero. Now, another thing I love is that we see Bestie, this great explosion murder god king. Are you alright? He's talking to his student Bakugo. Well, I just love that interaction between Bestie and Bakugo, and how he's still calling him by the full name, Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite. But I do think it will be shortened to at least a God Dynamite. The Great Explosion Murder is just it's just a mouthful to have to say each time, and I bet everyone else is gonna get sick of it pretty soon. But we see Best Jeanist and Hawks try to enter the room, but Ida does say that All Might is in there and he has to be left alone with Deku. Now we see All Might. He's sat on Deku's bedside. He's holding his mentee's hand, and he says, "I feel it. The version of me dwelling inside of Deku, inside of One for All. Right now, you must be talking with the predecessors." And that is the last panel we see of the chapter. Now, for me, I am super excited about this, because I know it may not look it, but I am super excited, because this could mean, oh, are we gonna have another flashback arc? Now, we just only had like a 2-3 chapter arc with Endeavor and his whole family, and how he raised his kids, and how it led to Dobby becoming the villain he is today. But I would much rather see this, the One for All, the All for One / One for All, Deku talking to the previous users, because for this we could get so much more backstory into Quirks and how All for One came to be, how he came to be the big bad, the Emperor Palpatine of the My Hero Academia universe, if you'd like to use that analogy. Because as we already know, All for One did create the power One for All. He passed it on to his brother, and then his brother passed it on to another one, and so on and so forth, until Deku received that same power. Now we could potentially see Deku conversing with the previous users. Perhaps we could see flashbacks in all of them, and how they received the power and how they used it, and their battles with All for One. Also as well, the theory is that we could see Deku. I've seen a lot of theories saying that Deku could receive his final power, or powers, sorry, because as we know, there are 3 unknown quirks which we still haven't been made privy to. So the theory is that Deku's going to unlock his 3 final quirks after waking up from this coma, and after speaking with the vestiges. I don't want him to receive the final 3 quirks, to have all 6 quirks unlocked, because for one, it would mean then the story's really being pushed forward, and we could potentially see ending within the next 150 chapters. I could see that happening, if 150 to 200 chapters, if that happens. I wouldn't mind if he unlocked potentially another quirk, one more or even two, but all three I just think it would be too much too soon, because we only just see him really utilize Black Whip and Float and Black, because we've seen him unlock Black Whip, Float, and Danger Sense so far, but we've barely seen him use these quirks. I say barely. We've seen him a lot in the previous war arc, but even then, considering he only started really utilizing Black Whip around the joint training arc, and after that, it pretty much went straight into the hospital raid. And the Danger Sense we don't really know much about, but the quirk itself is pretty obvious in what it does. His Black Whip quirk, we've seen him using it more in this upcoming arc, but I'd like to still see him use it more and incorporate it more with his attacks he already has. Float, again, we literally have seen him use it for the first time in the war arc against Shigaraki, but again, I'd like to see him develop the quirks he's already unlocked further before he unlocks any more, personally, because again, it's just too much too soon. You put in too much. I'll use the cooking analogy. You put too much ingredients in the pot at once. First you put your onions in, you let the onions start to lightly brown, and then you add your garlic as well, and then you add your ingredients bit by bit. Sometimes if you don't throw it all in, because sometimes everything won't get the proper attention it needs, and that's what Deku needs right now after he wakes up. And if he's able to heal and still be a hero, he needs time just to drill the quirks he's unlocked already before before we get him unlocking the rest of them. But yeah, that's chapter 303, My Hero Academia. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I do apologize because this video will be this is part 2, because more technical issues, so I've had to split the video up into 2, but I should be working on that, so that problem won't keep happening. But I thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned, because there'll be a Kaiju number 8 chapter review released within the next few. Will be released after this video, and then My Hero chapter 304, which I'll be discussing. So again, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. In the comments below, I'm welcome to any feedback, as I've said before, and if there's any ideas you guys would like to see me do for the channel, any chapter review, any manga reviews, or any manga comics as well I'll be happy to review them on the channel. But again, thanks guys. Stay fresh and stay funky. Peace.